I just want to start off this video by saying if this offends Italians in any way, I apologize. In fact, I have decided not to break these noodles on camera. Now, I started out putting sage in my water. I like having sage in my water because I'm really big on getting that box taste, if you will, out of my pasta. Now, this pasta actually came out of like this little baggie. I wouldn't say like a baggie, jeez, make it sound like that word that rhyme with hugs. But no, it's like in this, paper thing. I got like fancy noodles. Anyway, I started out by throwing some sage into the water, letting it collect some heat over time. And I also find time to clean off the noodles or whatever. So this is me constantly putting it through a process. Again, I don't mean to offend people. I know people are very particular about how you treat noodles, but I go through a process of constantly cleaning them. I don't like that fogginess in the water. I can't stand that. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's pre-made. I mean, sometimes I do make my noodles from scratch, but sometimes it's easier to just pull it out of a pack. After I'm done cleaning it, I season it. A lot of times I like to put ground ginger, a little salt, a little pepper. Well, I didn't do pepper this time, but then I threw some olive oil on there. And so yeah, and then what I do is I mix it around a little bit. Again, if this offends anybody, I'm sorry, but this is just the way I do my noodles. Like, I hate eating noodles and it has no taste. I like for it to have a little bit of personality. Here's another thing. Once my water comes to a boil, then I like to throw my noodles in. And I kind of like to do it like crisscross. I don't know. I just feel like the noodles need to be submerged underwater. I know people say, oh, it's not necessary. You just kind of throw it on top. But I don't like that. I like to know my noodle is in the water, it's boiling. Here's another tip I learned. If you put the spoon on top like that, it actually stops the water from boiling over. So yeah, that's a cool tip there. And also, I stir it around, make sure it is good to go. Because I don't know, I think I've had a traumatic event where I've had noodles that weren't cooked all the way. So I'm just very thorough. So after you cook them down to what you want them to be, I take another minute to rinse out everything, and that's me being frugal. I'm not leaving no noodles behind. And then I clean it out some more. And you might think it's like counterproductive, like maybe I'm cleaning my seasonings out of it, but it still kind of does its thing. And I like to shake the noodles around too. I like to make sure that the water isn't like, settling in them. So then when I pour it over my food or whatever kind of noodles I'm making, it's not like a whole bunch of water in my, food. But yeah, there you go.